want you to notice some of the ingredients that I have in here. I've got the stems on the strawberries, the core of the pineapple, seeded grapes are awesome in the machine. They're loaded with antioxidants. By leaving all these things on, we're getting the full, nutritional benefit. Most machines, you don't get that. You actually have to leave all those tough, harder, coarse things out because they can't quite break it down into a smooth enough texture that you'd actually want to be taking in. Now, I do like to say that the machines definitely replace a juicer. A juicer is going to take all these same exact ingredients, but just extract the liquid. So number one, they're very wasteful. You miss out on a lot of fiber and nutritional benefit that you could be getting. With something like this, we're going to leave all those seeds, stems, peels in and get the full nutritional value that you normally don't get from any ordinary machine. Now I topped it off with just a little bit of ice here on the top, just to make it cold. But I like to show you two things with the ice. Now cheap machines, that's what they burn up on, plain and simple. Just kind of matter of when that actually happens. But the other thing, would you ever load any ordinary machine up at home, this full of ingredients, and ever start it with your lid off? Never. What's going to happen? It's going to shoot out the top, right? Typically machines are designed with that cross pattern blade system. They shoot things up. These ones are a little different. If you look over here, we actually have just a single wingtip blade in the bottom of our machine. Now that purpose of that is actually creates a vortex. So it's constantly pulling material down versus shooting it up. So you might notice other machines, they have like a tamper stick on the top, or you'll see someone stick something in through the lid, kind of help assist the machine. This requires none of that. I like to, advertise it's a hands-free machine. Load it up, select what you want to do, push your button, step away. It's going to do everything else for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and start it with the lid off. I want to show you how that vortex works. This specific recipe, I'm going to do a whole juice. See how it's kind of pulling everything down there? Do a little whirlpool here in the middle. Now the machines have 10 different speeds. They are self-regulated, okay? All your buttons on the front, they are already pre-programmed cycles. You don't have to try to decide how long to blend it or at what speed. That's already done for you. Load it with your ingredients, select your function, step away. Now, the machines are designed to do hot things as well, hot soups, hot beverages. How that actually works is it just uses the friction of the blade to actually create that heat and then heat up whatever you have inside. Now, if you'll notice the screen on the front, that will always tell you the program you have running, the amount of time that remains over here. When it's finished, it'll go ahead and shut itself off. Just like that. Now that process is actually called micronization. We're breaking down the cell wall of the stems, the seeds, the peels. We're getting a nice smooth blend, texture, and consistency here. And now typically, you could pay up to what, $6, $7 even for something like this at your local smoothie bar place or coffee shop, right? If you actually look behind the counter of all those places, they all are using our commercial grade Blendtec machine. Now I'm going to show you how to clean the jars up here. Super easy to do. Now they are dishwasher safe. If you want to throw them in the dishwasher, you can. Honestly, at home, I never do. They're just so easy to clean right away, and you're never waiting on a dirty jar. And I just did a drop of dish soap. Just enough water to cover the blade is all that you'll need. Now put your lid back on here, and the pulse key that's on the front of the machine, that works as your food processing button. It just kind of gives small bursts of energy. That's how you're going to still do chunky salsas, chop something up fresh, or knead your bread dough even. Hold that button down 5-6 seconds here. And that's actually going to clean your lid, your blade, your jar. And then all you have to do is simply rinse it out. And that is why restaurant owners like our machines so well. They're able to go from recipe to recipe here without transferring any colors, odors, or tastes, depending on what they're doing. The jars are self-cleaning jars. Nothing comes apart or detached, making it super simple. Now, I want to show you another recipe here quickly. Typically, people purchase juicers, blenders to get healthy, right? They want to get more fruits and vegetables into their diet. I want to show you, though, just an inexpensive recipe like an ice cream that you could do at home when you still get that sweet tooth. Now I'm going to use a little half and half here. Keep in mind you could do any type of milk alternative. Almond milk, rice milk, soy milk, coconut milk. And then you can actually make all those alternatives right inside your machine as well. We're going to do a little agave nectar here. Just an all-natural sweetener. Doesn't spike the blood sugar level. A little bit of vanilla extract just for some added extra flavor. And I also really like coconut or almond extract in this recipe. It's really great too. All right, now this is our protein powder. It's going to help to thicken it up, also make it creamy. Now you can also use like a dry powdered milk, instant pudding mix if you have things like that. And finally, we're we're going to top it off with our spinach here. Now this recipe is in our cookbook. It's called the Popeyes ice cream. And it's pretty much everybody's absolute favorite. All right. Do some ice there on the top. Now for this one, ice cream, frozen yogurt program there. Now I do like to point out all the machines are built at 16 inches tall. Standard cabinetry is 18 inches. They are designed to fit on your counter under those upper cupboards. Now I'm actually going to shut the cycle off a little bit early just because I know it's pretty much all the way blended here. Any button on the front of the machine will do that for you. Check that out. Now that was less than the full 45 seconds, and we have a nice thick, pretty thick ice cream there. All right, now while I dish that up, I want to show you one last thing here. Notice, same jar, same plate. Now if you do any baking at home, you can actually start by grinding your very own wheat into flour. Now this is just your hard white wheat. You can do any types of grains, rice, corn, whatever you wanted to turn into flour. Now to do this, you have these manual speeds here, 1 through 10. I'm just going to go ahead and take it all the way up to speed 10. It's a 50-second cycle, and we'll have some flour. Just 50 seconds, and we've got nice flour for baking here. Now I'm going to pour a little bit on the paper towel if you guys wanted to give it a feel and see that texture, that consistency. Now that's going to be fine enough for your bread doughs, your cookie doughs, batters, things like that. If you need it a little bit finer for like a pastry flour, you just run it a second cycle. It turns into like a powder. You can actually mix, make, and knead a whole loaf of bread inside your jar, let it rise, and then transfer to a pan and pop it in the oven. Now Costco likes me to do a short little demonstration here, kind of show you just a few things about the machine. I do want to point out the price. Now, the machines are $329. They are not cheap machines, but they are far less expensive here at Costco for members. This package, actually, anywhere else right now, is actually $454 with only a 7-year warranty. Now, through Costco, you get that low price, plus you get an extra year on the warranty, 8 years. Now, that warranty covers everything entirely from head to toe if you ever have any issues. Now, we are a local company as well. Products are made and manufactured right here out of Orem, Utah. All the machines are black in color. They do include the cookbook and an informational little DVD. Now, if anyone has any other questions, let me know. Be happy to answer. Otherwise, tell me how that ice cream is.
It's fantastic. Go ahead and open those drawers up, would you?
Mm-hmm.
Just so we can see. So all of your produce,
You got your grapes in the bottom here.
you can fit an entire flat of grapes in the bottom tray, rinsed and cleaned, an entire flat of strawberries in the second, rinsed and cleaned, and an entire cut up pineapple in the top. And then you have obviously your bananas and some spinach and everything else that you need down inside that cooler as well. So you stick to a very, very, very small platform. It should give you everything that you need. Easy cleanup,